Those those of you that are a part of what we're doing right now, Instagram and Facebook and all those kind of things, welcome, 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 welcome. It has been an amazing week. I have been, people have been asking me simple questions. They've been asking me advanced questions. So today we're just kind of going to do our thing we're going to do our thing on this platform today. We're not going to do our thing on our beautiful background, though it is a gorgeous background. We're going to do our thing here. And today I'm going to just simply talk about the aspects of love. That's what I'm talking about, the aspects of love. Yeah. So, welcome everybody. Welcome my YouTube family. Welcome my Instagram family. Welcome my Facebook family. Everybody, welcome, 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 welcome. Today, like I said, we're going to talk about love. Now, I'm not talking about love in the Valentine's Day happy time manner. I'm going to talk about love in the fact of who God cares, who cares for you, and that kind of thing. Those of you that are new to our family, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you so very much for being a part of us. We thank God for the fact that you are taking the time to be with us. We believe everything that is going to happen in your life is going to be godly, and you're going to see amazing stuff and amazing situations that are going on. So let's do that. D Boom, thank you for joining us. So I'm going to tell you guys a story. And that story, hold on, let me see if I need to take myself up a little bit, because I see, yeah. Let's see if I take myself up a little bit. Let's zoom in and go up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. So today, here's a little story about a man named Jed. And some of you will get that and some of you won't. So, we know today is what everybody calls Valentine's Day, and I don't know that someone asked me, do I celebrate Valentine's Day? As a general rule, I don't really celebrate any holidays in the commercial sense, and I need you to hear me very closely. I don't celebrate very many things in the commercial sense of celebrating, meaning that I don't go out. We don't do Christmas trees. My wife is a designer. She's got into her new creativity, so she creates things. So she'll create calendars and things along those lines. So in that aspect, I allow her, not allow. That's a bad way to put it. And it's a bad way to put it, but it's a good way to put it. My wife, I married Mrs. Claus, in case you guys don't know that. I married Mrs. Claus, and if Mrs. Claus had her way, every holiday would be a holiday that she gets to celebrate. And she would be in that holiday, celebrating that holiday as much as she possibly could. If I just said, okay, we're going to do this. Now, if I don't say something about it, Mrs. Claus will keep on being whatever Mrs. Claus is going to be. So that's why I say that. And that's why I use the word allow. I don't allow her to do anything. She can do whatever she wants to do. So back in this day, do I celebrate Valentine's Day? Listen, anything that gives me the opportunity to show love and concern, I believe is godly. To commercialize God's love, when you talk about Christmas and Easter and all those kind of things, is a horse of a different color. But what I believe is that anytime there's an opportunity to celebrate someone or celebrate their life and the things that they deal with and the things that are happening in life, or to celebrate a person, I believe in that. Do I believe in birthdays? I believe in birthdays. But I don't believe in birthdays in the way everybody thinks. I don't think that a birthday that was carnally, I'm going a little deep there. I don't believe that a birthday that was done carnally to establish who you are carnally determines anything. I think your birth date is the date that you came to a realization of who you are, whose you are, and the purpose for you being here. That's your date of birth. The day who you are, whose you are, and why you're here. So who you are is not Mr. Dallas or Mrs. Dallas. Who you are is a child of the spiritual power that runs this world. You're a child of God, Jehovah, Yahweh, however you want to slice it. And so why you're here is to actually lean into the position of being greater than you've ever been before in the carnal, any way you can be in the carnal. So that's my belief in that process. That being said, last night I'm doing a lot of working on the conference and a lot of working on books and all these kind of things. For those of you that are going to be a part of the conference, we have already established we have a business gentleman coming in that's going to talk about business. We have a lot of things that are going to take place within that realm. So if you're coming to the conference, you're there. I am amazed at all the people that are trying to help other people come here. You guys are a wonderful group of people. If you are a part of this, hey, welcome to it, because you guys are a great group of people. I have people calling me going, can I help someone else come? We already have one ticket that's going to be given away. We're working on 2 tickets that are going to be given away. The first ticket was the one I was trying to do. The second one just kind of happened because I have people that know people need to be there. See, I told you, when you begin to believe God, people love you. Now, the key to that is understanding that the love that people have for you is not the love of a physical love. We've really turned love into this nasty, icky thing. Like we've turned the human body into a nasty, icky thing. We've really turned this stuff over to a consciousness and a mindset that is not conducive for you to live your life. So you have to be a certain size and live a certain life and be a certain way, when those things are not true, and they're not true in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So that's where that is. And the other side of that is, guys, you can ask a question now. I'll see it, but if I can get to it, I'll get to it. So where are we now? Where we are right now is, today is supposed to be a Valentine's Day, and today for me just is another Monday. And the reason that I didn't want to get into the whole thing, because I don't want to hold you on the lines all day long, but I do want to do this. I'm going to go to a passage, and I don't remember. Proverbs 23:7. I went right to it. Proverbs 23:7. I'm going to go to that passage, and the passage says this: For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, and saith he that. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. This is a perpetual law, and stops right there. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. So as a man thinketh, we'd say it that way. So as a man thinketh, so is he. When we get to these processes that we come to, when we develop these positions and we develop these things, we start thinking about the situations where there are people that are not there, whether it's a person that is not there for me to love somebody, or a person that has gone on that I no longer love. And I want you to understand that the life that you live is not a life set according to detriment and defeat. The life you have is set according to victory. You are victorious. You've made it over. People that have gone through the things that you've gone through probably wouldn't make it. They don't know if they would make it the next day, but you've made it. You have to learn to live within the power of your survival. Okay? You have to learn to live within the power of your survival. Most of us live in the power of what we got away from. Oh, he almost got me. They almost got me. She almost got me. But you have to live in the power of your survival, meaning you are strong enough to get through whatever this situation is. When that passes as simple, and it's probably 17 words. That passage is so powerful that it is probably overlooked by many people. That passage is so powerful, it's overlooked by many people. So as a man thinketh. Now, most of you that know me know that I love quantum physics. I love science and the whole behind the science scene. I believe that science has the potential to do some amazingly great things if they learn to connect to how to do these things. But I don't know. So I believe that message how to do things. So when you learn science, quantum physics talks about the energy. Now, I want you to think about this. Everybody think about this. If you knew that what you thought on a consistent basis brought reality to that thing, what would you be thinking about? What would be on your mind if you knew that when you thought about a thing long enough that it began to manifest? This is what's happening to you right now. It is very difficult to go contrary to your thought process because you believe your thought process is really you. Right now, everybody is dealing with this particular holiday and the Rams winning the Super Bowl last night. But the key becomes, what is pulling your mind to bring manifestation or to bring reality? What is drawing you to bring reality? Is it your pain? Is it the person that you lost? Because, and this is going to be really deep, guys, I want you to follow me. Because what you have to understand is you are not your mind. And I know that's very difficult, and it's hard for me. You are not your mind. If you decide, like my wife and I are going to decide we're going to fast. We just decided we're going to fast. If you begin to fast, do you know that the first couple of days of your fast are to restructure your reality? Did y'all know that? I know nobody tells you that because they say, it's to break the bounds of the devil. And the first couple of days are to restructure your reality. That's the first couple of days of your fast. That's why you don't just fast. You fast and you pray, or you fast and you go through your 5 atmospheric points, 5 atmospheric points. The first couple of days of your fast is to restructure your reality. Your body begins to go back to its original state, which means it tells you what's going on as a signal to your mind. It does not lead your mind. It tells you what's going on as a signal to your mind. Your mind goes to a place where it realizes the things that it depended on, really it can't depend on those things anymore, because you realize that your mind would say you're hungry, and now you're going, no, I'm not hungry. Now your mind is going, I got to shift into listening to the spirit more than listening to her. This is what fasting does. So what you're finding yourself in the midst of is trying to get your reality to the point that whatever you say has opportunity and access to come to pass. But you have to say the right things. Now, what do I mean by that? There is really not a wrong and right thing to say, but there's things that you want in your life and things that you don't want in your life. Some of us will speak more of what we don't want in our lives than what we want in our lives. My God, I don't feel good. You've actually decreed from a God place that you don't feel good. That is such a powerful statement. When you learn to remaneuver your words and say, I'm going to defeat this cold that attempts to take over me. One of the spiritual daughters said to me, she said, well, Dad, I don't have any money. I'm like, no. Your money is being used. You just don't have access to it. That means you have billions and millions of dollars. You just don't have access to it. And when I get access to it, I'll begin to do the thing. You follow me? You have to remaneuver your mind, because your mind is a well-tooled machine that commands your body. Your spirit is the universal information. So now, so is a man thinketh. I come to this Valentine's Day. Do I think about all the things I don't have, or do I build myself on the victories that I do have? That's the structure of your life. That's what forgiveness is all about. That's what consecration. All these things that you're dealing with in your life right now are those things that give your life meaning. They give your life life. When you depend on people, some of you have depended on a man to show you love and all these kind of things. Some of you depended on a woman to show you love, all these things. Some of you have been going to church for so long. Church is abusing a lot of people because they don't have a foundation to understand that God loves them. So what happens is you live in a world of guilt. Don't sin, you drink, you sin. You wear a dress, you sin. You got demons in your house, you sin. All these things. And so what they do is they bombard your mind. And they put you in a position where you're thinking according to what they've told you to think, instead of thinking according to the perception of how God sees you. God sees you as everything wonderful about him. God sees you as everything wonderful about him. Everything that is happening in your life, God has given you access to win it and to overtake it and master it. I talked about mastering the moment the other day. Every moment of your life, how do you make sure that moment is what you want that moment to be? When you wake up in the morning and your body doesn't feel well, do you speak to your body, or you do succumb to the signal that your body sends to you? Do you sit there and go, oh my God, my body is so terrible. Oh, I'm so old. I'm so fat. I'm so skinny. Or do you simply say, this body is under my control? You get up in the morning, feet act right, knees act right, body act right. And you do it every morning. When you get up, you command that body to do what you needed to do. What you'll find out is the first couple of times you're contending with who you thought you were. You're fighting with who you thought you were. Who you are is a small, still voice. Who am I? You're victorious. Well, I don't have my eye. You're victorious. But what about my bank account? You're victorious. What about relationship? You're victorious. You have to continue, because the way you've been conditioned as a child is repetition is the only way that infuses your mind in a different direction. So that's why we say affirmations. That's why we think we say that. No. The key becomes you begin to tell your body with more and more authority. Not tell it just to repeat it. You tell it, we speak it with more and more authority. When you understand that, you understand that the world that you have right now has taken your authority and you're submitting to authority that is less than you. The world you live in is taking your authority and you're living in an authority that's less than you. Remember that. You have control over this world. I need you to say that, especially before we get to the conference, because what I'm teaching you here is foundational information. But what we're going to talk about in the conference will put you on the cutting edge. It's going to be, some of you, it's going to change your thought process when it comes to everything. Others of you, it's going to make your head swim, because you have been in it for so very long that you don't know that you're one step from what you're looking for. You're one prayer from where you need to be. And all these things that are happening in your life. So when you are operating in this thing, it says, so as a man thinketh, so is he. Now check this out. Check this out. Matthew, the 12th chapter. Matthew, the 12th chapter. Matthew. Now that was Old Testament. That was Old Testament. But I want you to see this. Matthew, the 12th chapter, and the 33rd verse says, either make the tree good and the fruit good, or else make the tree evil and the fruit corrupt. For the tree is known by its fruit. O generation of vipers, verse 34, how can ye being evil speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So now you go from a situation in Proverbs that says, come on, well, as you think, that's how it is, to a point where the God says you shift it now and it's in your heart. So what are you feeding to your heart? What are you feeding to your heart? What are you feeding? Valentine's Day. You got that? Y'all call that Valentine's heart. Okay. What are you feeding to your heart? From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. What are you feeding to your heart? That's my Valentine's Day message. What are you feeding to your heart? What are you saying consistently that you're so passionate about it? Quantum physics says your emotions do something. God says your heart does something. What are you so passionate about that you are convinced that thing is going to come to pass? And nothing in your mind, nothing in your body, nothing in your circumstance, nothing in your situation, nothing will change that, because you are in your heart connected to it. You are in your heart connected to it. Stop following people telling me, I got a word for you. I got the word. It's okay. I carried the mantle of a prophet. I still do. But that did nothing for me when I was trying to move forward, because if my heart was against what was prophesied to me or spoken to me or what I read in this book, it was a waste of time. It's a waste of time. You have to get to the point where grace is not what you lean on. Now, God's not going to be mad at you because you're leaning on his grace. What happens to you is he's going to keep pouring things into your spirit that you need to be placing in your heart. You are not forgotten. He's not mad at you. He doesn't dislike you. He's not looking at your sin going, I'm far from you in the sin. God is never far from you. I don't care how you slice it. I don't care what they say to you. I don't care. When they say, well, sin separates you from God, sin does not separate you from God. Sin separates the communication base that God has naturally with you. Boone, I need you right there. Sin separates the natural communication base that God has with you, which means that once you sin, other things now have access to your mind. Sin separates the natural access or the natural communication base that God has to you. Stop thinking that sin separates you from God. I have a friend of mine and he said, well, I'm a heathen. I'm a heathen. I'm a heathen. You don't even know what a heathen is because you think a heathen is someone that goes against God. A heathen is not that. And you can't go against God. See, heathenism is an Old Testament concept where they can get away from God. You can't get away from God. I'm sorry. I apologize. You cannot get away from God. So he's not mad at you. He's not angry with you. He's not trying to get you back. He's not getting sickness on you so you can get a message to you. God can use a dog. He can use a television. He can use a cat. He can use a bag of money. He can use me. He doesn't have to put sickness on you in order for that to happen. If sickness comes on you, yes, within that there's a revelation. But he didn't assign sickness to you. You have to get to the point that when you move into the things that God has for you, that you don't move into them in this weakened state. I had to learn that. I had to learn that God is not mad at me. I had to learn that every little bad thing I did, he wasn't marking in this little book going, oh, so you looked at that girl's butt. Okay, let me mark that down. And then I'm going to give this big screen of showing you all the things that you did wrong. In the judgment day, you will be prepared to stand before judgment. I know. You've been taught all these things. In the judgment seat, when you are judged, you that are the children of God will be prepared for judgment. God is not into embarrassing you, or Yahweh is not into embarrassing you, or Jehovah. It's not about Yeshua. It's not about being embarrassed. It's understanding that you live a life now that is a life conducive for what he called you to do. He said either make the tree good and either make the tree evil and the fruit corrupt, or make the tree good. You can do that. That means you have root changing power. I need that one too, D-Boom. Root changing power. You have root changing power. What are you pumping into your heart every day? My wife and I had COVID. And I think my grandkids had it too. My wife and I had COVID. I lost 25 pounds. I couldn't wear this shirt, guys. I could not actually get into this shirt. And so we start looking at each other and thinking we don't want to gain weight back. So what do? We have to start having heart health. We got to make sure that our heart is healthy. Because if your heart healthy, it pumps blood healthier. If it pumps blood healthier, then you are healthier. Because life is in the blood. Scientists have been wondering now. All they do is look in the Bible. The life is in the blood. So what are you pumping? What type of blood life are you pumping to your heart? Are you pumping all the things that people did to you? Because if you are, they still control you. Are you pumping all the situations that hurt you? If you are, those situations control you. Or are you taking the foundations of what I'm trying to teach you and what you're learning and what you're experiencing and saying, I have the victory over every situation in my life? How does it look? We don't move by what we see. We move by the convincing of our faith, which means the evidence and the substance is there. I have the evidence and the substance in my spirit that says that's right. There's some of you right now that are doing your very best to get to the retreat. You really want to go to the retreat. And God is at the point where he's talking to people around the world about you being at the retreat. There are people right now that are thinking, how do I bless them? And there are people that are praying on your behalf. There are things that you want in your life right now that people are praying for you to get it. There are people that are thinking about you, looking at you, wondering how they can help you. There are situations happen. But what you have to do is continually pump strength into your heart. He loves me. I know he loves me. I may not feel like it today, God, but I know you love me. It may not look like it today, but I know you love me. I will stand on the love that you have for me. I am powerful. I am victorious. I will make it through. I will go beyond the depression and beyond the apathy and beyond the situations that make me feel like I'm worthless, and I will know that I'm worthy, and I will thank you for it. I will continue. You have to get in there, and you cannot let go. You got to pump this thing into your heart, because there is a life that God has given you. And that life that God has given you, that life is a life of victory. Boone, I need you to write those down and make sure that I get them. You don't have to put them on here. They'll get them. I need you to write them down and make sure that I get them, because some of those I'm going to use to make other stuff with it. You have to push in. That's the 5 things. That's what praise is all about. Praise is a press into a new level. Praise is a press into a dimension that can change everything about you. Worship is the relaxing of that atmosphere. You got it? Does it make sense? How do you live within the power? How do you live within the structure? You live it within the structure when you begin to pump things into your heart. What are you pumping into your heart? The heart then is shifting into, what are you trying to create? What is your ability to create? What are you trying to create? What are you trying to create? What do you want? Some of you should already have the things that you want on your list. You should have already written those things down. What do I want? What type of things do I want? What am I looking for? What do I need in my life? Some of you should have that stuff already written down. Some of you should already have it written down. What do I want? What am I looking for? Why? Because he loves you at that point. God does not separate from you because of sin. Sin is not that powerful, people. I'm sorry. I know they've taught you that, but sin is not that powerful. The God that creates heaven and earth. Now follow me here. This is the logic that they gave us, and we followed this logic like sheep to the slaughter. The God that created heaven and earth is now separated from you because you told a lie. Does that make sense? Because you told a lie. No, he does not separate from you because you told a lie. What he did for you is, when you tell a lie or a liar, you then stop the natural flow of truth that comes through you. So now truth and lies begin to contend. Remember the one battle, spirit and carnal, spirit and flesh. That's the only battle you have. We don't understand spirit because we don't understand the spirit of truth. When the spirit of truth, it will lead you into all truth, the spirit of truth. So you pump lies into your heart, or pump lies into your mind that eventually become in your heart. Do you know some people will tell a lie so long that it become their reality? They'll believe the lie. Yeah, I know that's crazy, isn't it? But look at this. Check this out, though. They tell a lie so long that they begin to believe the lie. Wouldn't it be interesting if they begin to speak life so long that they begin to believe that they have life? Wouldn't it be interesting that I speak that I'm about, my wife is about to come, that I speak it so long that it becomes my reality? Because wouldn't it be interesting if I spoke the fact that I'm going to be the head and not the tail, if I'm going to prosper and be in health as my soul prospers? Wouldn't it be interesting if that same power that seems to be really prosperous and really prevalent in my carnal world becomes an attribute or an access to my spiritual world? What would that be like? What would it be like if you begin to speak to your body in such a way that your body then had the reality to believe that you are actually what he wants him to be? What would happen if that same power that was used would be the power that's used to transform your life? If you put that thing so deep in your spirit that it became a reflex? Wow. Right now, some of you say, my favorite food is shrimp or lobster or steak. And that you don't go into a process of going, I love shrimp, I love shrimp, I love shrimp, I love shrimp. It's a natural response. What would happen? This is my quantum physics part. What would happen if the same way you convince yourself to be separated from sin, the same way you convince yourself that that pastor was telling you the truth until he lied, the same way you convince, those same ways you convince yourself to go toward darkness, you begin to turn light into your natural access. What in the world would that be like? The same way you would tell people, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. If you begin to tell yourself that you begin to see it, hear me now, I'm going to take you to a mind place. That in your mind, you see people walking from around the world with bags of money in their hand. You see it. You see it. You see it. It's so tangible. It's so real that you feel crazy because it's so real. You begin to see men coming to you going, I want to serve you. I want to do. See women becoming, I want to be a part of your life. You begin to convince your mind of the places that you desire instead of speaking the reflections of what you see. What would that be like? What kind of crazy new heaven would that be? See, when you understand that affirmations and manifestations and all those things are simply ways to request something, y'all gonna like this. Affirmations and making things manifest are requesting those things. I need this one, boom. Affirmations are requesting. I'm requesting, I request somebody to possibly bring me a car. But truth is God. So when I stop speaking affirmations or calling them affirmations, because I understand the logic behind it, and begin to speak truth, I don't speak truth according to a request. I speak truth because it is reality for me. When you begin to speak truth, you begin to speak to the thing that brings truth to truth creates life. So I don't speak. People say, do you do affirmations? I do not do affirmations. Not at all. I speak truth. We're going to be worth this amount of money by the 2022. $10 million. 2022. We're going to be worth $10 million by 2022. Now, we've done the worth $1 million. We've done the worth $100. We've done the worth of $5. We're doing the work because we don't speak affirmations. We speak truth. Here is where you're having the challenge, though. What you don't understand is by being a spiritual person, what you speak has potential to become truth. So you'll speak anything you want, not knowing that it has access to become true. Because what's happening around you, can I take this deeper for a second? What's happening around you is your spiritual atmosphere is waiting to take that thing to give life to it. That's why I say create an atmosphere every day. That's why one of the attributes of creating that atmosphere is speaking, declaration. Why? Because you create this atmosphere, and the atmosphere you create is waiting for you to speak into that atmosphere. People just say, well, the angels are waiting to obey you. Okay, we use angels, whatever it is. Waiting to speak in that atmosphere. Now, here's what you have to realize. It's not waiting for the speaking, it's waiting for the agreement between your heart to speak. See, get that truth in your heart. And then once you get that truth in your heart, you're not speaking with a hope. You're just speaking because it's supposed to come. I'm going to go downstairs and get into my car. That's a truth in my mind. I speak it in such a way. Try that. Try that. Those of you that need car, forget it. Try your new car. Try your new car. And begin to say, I'm going out in the garage and get in my car. I'm going out in the garage and get in my car. I'm going to sit in my car and I'm going to listen to music. Begin to build a whole atmosphere around what you believe and watch what happens. To one day you'll get up and you'll feel like you're walking to your car and like, wait. Don't stop yourself. Just okay, I'm going to go right now. I'm not going right now. That's how powerful you are. But see, we've been taught verbal power and mental power. You're not verbally powerful and you're not mentally powerful. You're spiritually powerful. But what happens is, anybody ever had one of those things where you hold it and something squeezes out, it oozes out? That's what happens. Your utterance oozes out spirit into your reality. Your utterance oozes out spiritual to your reality. Stop letting people try to talk you out of it. Now, let me tell you how people try to talk you out of this power. This is how they try to talk you out of power. Well, the Bible says, stop them where they said, I don't need to hear what the Bible said. I want to know what the Bible is saying. Stop them. Nope. Don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear what the Bible said. I want to hear what the Bible is saying. See, I'm not hanging out with John, Matthew, Mark, and Luke. I'm hanging out with God and the Spirit right now. So I need to know what he's saying right now. That's why I follow Uncle Dallas on TikTok. That's my TikTok commercial. That's why I follow Uncle Dallas on TikTok. That's why I follow Uncle Dallas on TikTok. You follow me? I don't want to hear that. People try to distract you with the Bible. I don't need that. I don't need you to tell me what I know at home. I need you to realize that I'm looking for a right now word, a word that comes from God right now. Not a word that happened last year, not a word that happened 2 centuries ago. I need a word right now. Well, that's the word of God. Praise God for that. That's how they distract you. Well, God's got a word for you, brother. If you got the word, give it. Don't start following, trying to figure out what the situation is. They distract you because they want to say, well, God is dead. All of that stuff, they see. That's why I told you, it used to be me, but we do not debate with people that are not spiritual. We do not debate with people that are not spiritual. When they begin to give you carnal realities and carnal rituals to get you to move the way they think you should move, therein is where your challenge is. Well, do you go to church? Why am I going to church? Well, the Bible says, forget not to gather yourselves with the fellow saints. Okay, I'm gathering with you, so I just had church. What are we doing? Well, you are the church. No, I'm not. I'm the temple of God. That means I carry something holy inside of me that changes my atmosphere when I'm there. D-Boon, I carry something holy inside of me that changes my atmosphere when I get there. Don't give up. Don't give up on God, because he won't give up on you. He's able. That's the song. What are you pumping into your heart? What are you pumping into your heart? What's the rhythm that you're setting in your heart? What are you pumping into your heart? Don't give up, guys. I know the battle is going to seem really, 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 really hard sometimes, but don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up, don't give in, because what you're living and what you're dealing with right now is only temporary. It's only lasting until you go to sleep in the morning. Then in the morning, he deals you out some more grace. He deals you out more grace. This is only temporary. It's only for a time. And when you understand that the power within what you're dealing with is way beneath, way above what you're dealing with, you won't even deal with it anymore. I was talking to some people yesterday, and they were asking me, what is the way to not deal with this stuff? Now, those of you that are part of the mentoring class, you have that. If you don't have them, I'm going to type them out, put them on the app. Those of you that are part of the mentoring class, they're there. Now, let me deal with another little thing. I was on here looking on this Million Stars said something. And because a lot of these things I got to catch because I'm a part of them. There is a saying in Million Stars, this is just because you said it. There's a something on you there that Million Stars says, and I've actually said this myself until God taught me better. He said, God won't put more on you than you can handle. That is not true. But it is true. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. It's not true, but it is true. Now, here's where it's not true. The things that are around you, that if you carnally look at them and go, I can't handle this, you're right. You can't handle it. Because your carnal man can't handle what's coming towards you, because what is happening to you is gauged by the power of your spirit. What's happening to you is gauged by the power of your spirit. It is not gauged by the power of your flesh. Example. I'm saying believe for a car. You've never had a car. You don't know what it's like to have a car. So going through the process of going car means nothing to you. But I'm not telling you to go through what you know carnally. It's to press you spiritually. So some things right now, guys, are pressing you to your greater power. Thank you, Million Stars. Some things are pressing you to your greater power. You have to stop thinking that you can fix everything and know that God can. Some things are pressing you to your greater power. That's what's happening to you. But if you let go and give up, you never see the greater power. The reason they're pressing you to your greater power is because in your greater power is the preparation for your next level. Those of you that know the story about the young lady, the young ladies whose mother passed and the mother stood at the foot of my bed. That's not my mindset. I don't know that. It doesn't do. I was taught that's wrong. So now I am at a different level. My spiritual antennas are so sensitive right now. It is the craziest thing, and it's what I'm trying to get you guys to do. I'm sitting in the closet. Now I'm in the closet with the door closed. I take off my glasses because in my closet I keep t-shirts. So I take off one shirt and I put my t-shirt on. I put the glasses up on the counter. As I put the glasses up on the counter, I see a quick video. The video is my wife comes in, says something to me, distracts me, and I leave the glasses up there. I'm going, that was crazy. I put my shirt on. My wife peeks her head around the corner and she said, baby, come here. And I come here. Guys, when I got out of the room, I found out that I left my glasses in the closet. I'm sitting up. There is such another level of a tangible spiritual movement that is not even funny. It's amazing. And so now I keep pumping more into my heart, but I know I don't handle dead people hanging out in my house. And some of y'all going, no. But within that movement, within that strength, within that pressure, within that thing that presses you, God is giving you his spirit. I wasn't afraid. It was like his presence was here. I wasn't afraid. So the things that you think in your carnal mind that you can't handle, he's going to be there so you can, because your spirit is what really balances you, not your emotions. So what you have to realize is, and like Million Stars said, he won't put anything more on you than you can bear. But you can't define how you bear it by your carnal. I did an analogy one time, and in an analogy I said, do you know that our ancestors were able to pick an entire field of cotton, no water, no break, just do it until they, and forget the slavery part of it, but they were able to pick an entire field of cotton and get it done. We can't walk to the mailbox. That means that inside of your spirit is a level of power that is far beyond what your capabilities are far beyond what you think, are far beyond what you feel, but there's a level of power inside of you that is absolutely positively amazing. That means you can go wash all the dishes and not sit there. But what took place was they had to shift their mind to a point of fight or flight. I've got to fight this thing that is telling me I can't do it, or I need to leave, because that was not an option. They fought it. They fought the hatred. They fought the anger. What are you letting yourself lose in when you could actually win? Interesting. What am I letting beat me that doesn't have the power to beat me. That's interesting. That's what's happening to you. He's not putting more on you can bear. He's putting just enough on you for you to be stronger. Just enough for you to be stronger. Just enough for you to be stronger. Just enough for you to be stronger. I love him for it. And that's it, guys. That's it. For those of you who want to be a part of the mentoring group, go to my email. I think you see at the top of the page where it says information about the spiritual retreat. The spiritual retreat is April 8th through the 10th. It is 3 days, 2 nights of spiritual. What's the word? If you need a hot shot, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for, God? Not a brush-up course. For someone to do this. But anyway, it is 3 days and 4 nights of spiritual shaking. It's a shaking. It's going to be a shaking. It's going to be a shaking. You will be transformed. You follow me? If you need a brush-up course, if you need a shot to the arm, if you need whatever it is, an adrenaline, it is going to be an adrenaline shot to you. If you want to be a part of that. I cannot think of the word. The word just really obeys me. Spirit of God, tell me what the word is that I need, and I'll listen for the word. Okay? So, tomorrow is the mentoring class is at, tomorrow's the mentoring class. Somebody just buzzed me. Tomorrow's the mentoring class. It is at 8 o'clock. If you have not already registered, if you've not already become a part of the mentoring class, you won't get a. This is a private class. We don't bring people in. It's a private class. If you're part of the mentoring group, because the discounts and things we offer are part of the people that are mentoring group. On the end of February, everything is going to change when it comes to the mentoring group. So get in while it's free. Just for what it is. Get in while it's free. You follow me? Refresher course? No, that's not it. So get in while it's free. The retreat is going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. Apostolic Vessel, you don't have the app. How many of you? Well, no, I got to cut YouTube off because I need people on YouTube to be able to do it, and it's within an hour. I need you guys to be able to watch the whole thing and enjoy it. I don't need to be it forever and ever. So those of you that are on YouTube, that I thank you very much for being a part of us. I thank you for actually taking the time to be with us. I need you to go to Instagram and go to TikTok for the questions and answers. So 3 things you need to keep in your mind. Hopefully all of you guys are a part of the spiritual retreat. I hope you're a part of the spiritual mentoring class. It is free. We do it tomorrow at 8 o'clock on Zoom. We are doing very well, and everybody make sure if you're going to be a part, attend, because we have a certain amount of slots, and I don't want somebody else that's not going to be there. Give somebody else some room to be there. Number 2, we have the spiritual retreat. It is from April 8th through the 10th. If you go to the top of your comment section, YouTube, you'll see where the young lady that is assisting us has placed that up there with that information, and you can get all the information you call by simply emailing me, and I'll do that. All right, that's all we need to do for them. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. My name is William Dallas. I'm the founder of the Higher Standards Organization, and you've just been taken to a higher standard.